people are watching now, honestly, and they look at you, is this guy a potential leader of the party? And, you know, if you try and pretend you're not interested, I won't believe you. I'm not going to do the normal grill for the next 10 minutes trying to get you to wobble on how you respond. But what they'll be looking at you is OK, this guy voted Remain. He wants to honour the democratic result. I agree. I think that's a positive. But they want to know, really, after Theresa May, after all the doubts about whether our heart's really in this Brexit thing, whether the person who's going to be leading us through the trade part of all this, probably the most important part of the whole thing, whether that person has genuine conviction now for Brexit. And at the moment, your answers, I would suggest, do not suggest a basic personal conviction. You're more of, this is the way the people voted, I'm going to respect them, rather than, I genuinely now believe, having voted Remain, that Brexit is the best thing for this country.
It is undoubtedly the best thing for this country because people voted for it.
That's not the reason why it's the best thing for the country.
But it's true.
No, but hang on. That's not the reason why it's the best thing for the country.
That doesn't suggest a conviction.
No, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you that
most people. If there was a vote on hanging tomorrow in this country, 90% of the British public would say bring it back. Probably, right? Most of the polls say that doesn't mean it's the right thing. So again, I just ask you: do you think that Brexit is the right thing now for this country?
Yes.
You personally believe that?
Yes, because people voted for it. But
that's not the reason, though, is it?
But that's my reason why I think it's the right thing.
So you only do the things that the popular opinion supports?
Look, I actually don't think that having more referenda is a good idea. But when you do have a referendum, then you've got to respect the result. And this is incredibly important.
But you
can
respect the result while still thinking it's not necessarily the best thing for the country to do.
No, because now that we've embarked on this path, what we need to do is ensure that all of the upsides of Brexit we get the most out of. And the way to do that is to go out to the world, to make sure we trade with the whole world. We define Britain for the rest of the 21st century as an open, outward-looking, internationalist country where we make different alliances with different countries according to what is in our national interest, rather than pitting ourselves in all the time with the EU.
Can I suggest
that way, we make a great success of Brexit. Of course we can. We've got enormous capabilities in this country, and we can make a great success of it.
All those things were on the table when we had the referendum, and yet you voted
didn't
against
believe
it.
in them.
That was the argument used by Leavers then, and you profoundly disagreed and voted the other way. What has changed your mind?
Well, I worried in the run-up to the referendum about the impact on the economy, and the truth is the economy has gone far, far stronger than any of the forecasts would have told at the time.
But the critics would argue, OK, the forecasts of the impact of the vote were wrong, but we haven't actually Brexited yet. And then when we do, there may well be huge economic hardship. And I guess the tricky question for anyone in your position who may have a leadership aspiration is, say you become leader in the next 6 months, and then you're the guy in charge of the Brexit train and it all crashes and burns. You might have one of the shortest tenures in prime ministerial history. In other words, what you say now about how this is all going to play out can be used as a stick to beat you with if it doesn't happen.
Well, I think that as I said, I think it must happen. And I think that the worries in advance of leaving, of the impact of the vote, have clearly not played out. And then in terms of actually leaving, as you said, that's why it's so important to get a deal that allows us to leave, but does so in a way that is smooth for business.
If she fails again this week with this plan for the fourth time, there has to be a moment, surely, a day of reckoning for any Prime Minister, when if your signature plan is rejected 4 times, the game's up.
Well, I think that the most important thing to do is to get the deal through. I mean, that is... And this week is... We're in last chance saloon again. And
is
how
it
many
the
times?
Last chance saloon?
Well, clearly on the 12th of April, so in, what's that, just under 2 weeks' time, the country has to make a decision about whether to field candidates in the European elections. And that is a huge call, and I very much hope that we can get it through by then.
If there was a referendum tomorrow, would you vote to leave or to stay?
Piers, I don't want another referendum.
I don't want...
No, there's not going to be.
There can't be.
Okay. There mustn't be. I will do everything I can to stop there being. We've got to deliver on the result.
If it was the same referendum, the first one, again, how would you vote?
I'm not resiling from the decisions that I took then.
So you would still vote Remain?
Yes.
OK.
The trouble with that position, Mr. Hancock, with all due respect, is that people don't believe that you believe in Brexit.
Well, I believe in democracy, and that means I believe in delivering on Brexit, and I believe in this country, so I believe that we can make a great success of it. But if you want me to go back and say, you know, that you should do things differently, I have confidence in the decisions that I made. Actually, things have been much better on the economic front. And should we now try to go back and retake all those decisions? No, we shouldn't. We should get on with it and deliver Brexit and then make a great success of it.
Are you conceding your own fears were wrong?
I'm conceding that I worried more about the economy than the problems turn out to be.